the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Susan every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Authorities neutralized wanted NPA member in armed encounter in Masbate. NBI arrests terrorist bomb expert behind 2021 bus bombing in Cotabato. LPA and Habagat to drench most of the Philippines according to Pagasa. LGUs issue class suspension due to the inclement weather.
Hello to everyone, especially to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo in Quezon City. Today is Thursday, July 3, and this is AFP Committee News, your source for the updates on the armed forces and other developments across the country. I am Ralph Susan Abay here to bring you today's story.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For the brief overview of our news, a member of the New People's Army Sparrow Unit died in a shootout with arresting police officers assisted by 2nd Infantry Battalion during a warrant of arrest operation in Barangay San Carlos, Palanas, Masbate. The suspect, identified as JuLY Saludaga Owas alias Kawewe, was declared dead on arrival at Katayngan District Hospital due to multiple gunshot wounds. Instead of surrendering, the suspect reportedly drew a firearm and fired at the operatives, prompting them to return fire, resulting in his death. He was a resident of the area and allegedly affiliated with the Sparrow Unit of the Kilusang Larangang Guerrilla South under the Bicol Regional Party Committee led by Rogelio Suson alias Camano. Authorities recovered a .45 caliber pistol, a magazine, and live ammunition from the suspect.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Authorities arrested a suspected bomb expert of the Daula Islamia Hassan Group in Cotabato City for his alleged involvement in deadly bus attacks in 2021. The National Bureau of Investigation BARM reported to NBI Director Judge Jaime Santiago that the agents captured the suspect Lutre Aman by virtue of standing warrants of arrest for murder, multiple frustrated murder, and destructive arson. The warrants were issued by regional trial courts in Kidapawan City and Cabacan, Cotabato. Aman is accused of bombing a bus in January 2021 in Tulunan, North Cotabato, killing a fruit vendor and injuring several others. He also allegedly set another bus ablaze in June 2021 in Miang, Cotabato.
Armed Forces Radio.
And more of this from Spencer. Local Amnesty Board takes oath, issues safe conduct passes in Butuan ceremony.
In the draft, local Amnesty Board members took their oath and issued safe conduct passes to amnesty applicants in a peace milestone ceremony held at Kalayaan Hall, 402nd Brigade, Bangkasi, Butuan City. National Amnesty Commission Chairperson Attorney Lea C. Tanodra Armamento led the event, joined the 402nd Infantry Brigade and others. 402nd Infantry Brigade Commander Brigadier General Adolfo Espuelas Jr. emphasized the military's commitment to peaceful conflict resolution. Furthermore, the ceremony formalized the board's mandate and encouraged wider participation in the peace process. This is Spencer, reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Spencer.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Three suspected militants from the BIFF Carialan faction and DI Hassan Group surrendered to Marine Battalion Landing Team 2, turned over 2 60mm mortars and 1 RPG launcher with live ammunition in Parang, Maguindanao del Norte. According to MBL-2 Commander Lieutenant Colonel Jean de la Cruz, the surrenders were driven by combat fatigue and pressure from military operations. It received initial cash and food aid. Brigadier General Romulo Quemado, the commander of the 1st Marine Brigade, hailed the surrender as a testament to peace building through non-violence.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The 97 Infantry Battalion kicked off the PhilHealth registration of civilian active auxiliary members under its operational control in Barangay del Pilar, Piñan, Zamboanga del Norte. The initiative aims to enroll all 2,026 CAA members across the province under the indigenous PhilHealth program to provide them access to essential healthcare services. The effort was led by Captain Rufino De Culin Jr. in partnership with PhilHealth Zamboanga del Norte, the Rural Health Unit of Piñan, and the Municipal Social Welfare and Development Office. The 97IB expressed gratitude to all partner agencies and reaffirmed its commitment in supporting programs that enhance the welfare of its personnel and frontline defenders.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The 2025 iteration of the Philippine-United States Salakniv Joint Military Exercises will formally conclude on July 7 at the 7th Infantry Division Headquarters in Palayan City, Nueva Ecija. According to the Philippine Army, the closing ceremony would highlight the joint training achievements and strengthen interoperability between Filipino and American forces. Salakniv, which means shield in Ilocano, symbolizes the historic alliance and shared defense goals of both nations. Phase 1 ran from March 24 to April 11, while Phase 2 began on May 19 and continues until next week.
DWDD National News.
For our national news, heavy rainfall is expected to persist in several areas over the coming days due to a low-pressure area and the enhanced southwest monsoon or habagat. Pag-asa weather specialist Chanel Dominguez said that while the probability of its development into a tropical cyclone within the next 24 hours has decreased from high to moderate, the weather disturbance may still intensify in the coming days. Meanwhile, the habagat continues to affect central and southern Luzon, western Visayas, and part of Mindanao. The habagat is expected to bring moderate to heavy rainfall over Metro Manila, Pangasinan, Zambales, Bataan, Cavite, Batangas, and Occidental Mindoro today.
Armed Forces Radio.
From our report on the ground, let us hear the report of JuLY about Ormoc City honors 802nd Brigade and Uniform Units in Pagsaludo 2025 awards.
The city government of Ormoc honored at least 17 personnel from the 802nd Infantry Peerless Brigade during the 4th Pagsaludo 2025 award ceremony held at Ormoc City Hall. Mayor Lucy Torres Gomez, joined by Attorney Ari Larazabal, led the event, recognizing outstanding performance in maintaining peace and public safety. She reaffirmed the LGU's continued support for uniformed personnel. The 802nd Brigade, 93rd Infantry Battalion, Kabintan, and Gaas detachments were cited as best performing units. Brigadier General Noel A. Vistuer and Lieutenant Colonel Celeste Frank Saison accepted the awards on behalf of their units. This is JuLY reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, JuLY.
Armed Forces Radio.
And some information from Gina about 2nd Mechanized Brigade joins Iligan's launch of National Disaster Resilience Month 2025.
Yes, Rof, the 2nd Mechanized Infantry Brigade, led by Acting Brigade Commander Colonel Rolando D. Orengo, actively participated in the opening ceremony of National Disaster Resilience Month in Iligan City. Spearheaded by Mayor Frederick W. Shaw, the event brought together key stakeholders and other government agencies to promote disaster preparedness and interagency cooperation. A unity parade from the Medical Rotunda to Buhanginan Hills marked the start of the celebration. The 2nd Mechanized Brigade reaffirmed its strong support for disaster response initiatives and its continued role in safeguarding public welfare. This is Gina reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gina.
DWDD National News.
Pag-asa issued flood bulletins for the Pasig, Marikina, Laguna de Bay, and Tuliahan River basins due to light to moderate rains brought by the southwest monsoon or habagat. The bulletins warned of potential increases in water levels across several rivers and tributaries that could lead to flooding in adjacent communities. Some of the areas at risk are Rodriguez, Antipolo, and San Mateo Rizal, Quezon City, and Marikina City. Also included are Pasig City, Mandaluyong City, Caloocan City, Malabon City, Navotas City, and Valenzuela City. Residents living near river banks, mountain slopes, and low-lying areas are urged to remain vigilant for possible flash floods.
DWDD National News.
Several classes are suspended today due to inclement weather. Local government units announced the class suspensions as a low-pressure area of Cagayan. The southwest monsoon or habagat continue to bring heavy rains. In Pasig City, classes in preschool to senior high school are suspended. Online and in-person classes for preschool to senior high school and face-to-face classes for college and public and private schools are also suspended in Valenzuela City. Meanwhile, in the province of Cavite, in Apari and Camaluigan, Cagayan, classes in all levels, both in public and private, are suspended.
Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let's hear more from Beth Tañete about 25th IB troops join tree planting drive to promote environmental stewardship.
Troops from the Alpha Company of the 25th Infantry Battalion joined the tree planting activities at New Leyte National High School in Barangay New Leyte, Maco, Davao de Oro yesterday. It was organized by the Energy Development Corporation, aims to promote environmental protection and youth education on climate action. It is a project led by Lawrence B. Somera, lead the event, which brought together student school officials, Centro Maco, IPMR, Villa Referent Escabusa, and the barangay leaders. The 25th participation highlights its commitment to community service and environmental sustainability. This is Beth Tañete reporting for the AFP Community News, one AFP for the stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Beth Tañete.
DWDD National News.
Newly appointed Bureau of Customs Commissioner Ariel Nepomuceno has assumed office. Nepomuceno said that he would focus on the agency's core mandates, which is boosting revenue collection, facilitating legitimate trade, combating smuggling, and fostering a professional and integrity-driven workforce. He explained that he has to do his job regardless of whoever gets hurt. The new customs chief also emphasized the importance of continuity and collaboration, pledging to build on the gains achieved by the BOC under previous leadership while introducing strategic innovations in digitalization, enforcement, and stakeholder engagement.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. designated Assistant Secretary Rafaelito Alejandro IV as office in charge of the Office of Civil Defense. This came after the appointment of former Administrator Ariel Nepomuceno as Commissioner of the Bureau of Customs. Alejandro is currently serving as OCD Deputy Administrator for Administration. He will supervise the agency until the President appoints Nepomuceno's replacement.
Armed Forces Radio.
More updates from Leonor about Naval Air Wing launches 2025 flight interoperability and readiness exercise.
As ROF, the Naval Air Wing officially opened its 2025 Flight Interoperability and Readiness Exercise 02-25A at Naval Base Heracleo, Alano. The exercise features lectures on naval aviation operations and choke point defense, along with tabletop and flight operations involving both now personnel and reservists. Aligned with the active archipelagic defense strategy, it aims to boost mission readiness and interoperability of naval aviation forces. Now its second year, FAR will run into 2 iterations in 2025. This is Leonor Tanap reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Leonor.
DWDD National News.
Malacanang said on Wednesday that China cannot silence pro-Philippines Filipinos. This came after the Chinese government's imposition of sanctions against former Senator Francis Tolentino for defending the country's maritime claims. Palace Press Officer Claire Castro said that while China has the right to ban Tolentino, it can stop true Filipinos from voicing their support for the Philippine government's stance on the West Philippine Sea. She added that the true Filipino and those who are pro-Philippines will not be silenced or stopped from defending our country's rights and maritime entitlements.
DWDD National News.
Education Secretary Sonny Angara is in favor of proposed bill increasing the entry-level salary for teachers to 50,000 a month. The issue was raised during their meeting with Angara last Monday. It is explained that Angara said that he doesn't have a problem with it, but since he is part of the executive, he would only propose it but will not primarily push for it.
Armed Forces Radio.
From Solcom, let us hear from Jess about provincial government, AFP and PNP support rebel reintegration in Sorsogon.
Yes, Rof, in line with the visit of PNP Chief Police General Nicolas Torre III, the provincial government of Sorsogon formally awarded financial assistance to former rebels under the custody of 31st Infantry Charge Battalion Philippine Army, led by Lieutenant Colonel Joy O. Villanueva, on June 29, 2025 in Barangay Cabitan, Sorsogon City. The program was attended by Senate President Honorable Francis Chis Escudero, Sorsogon Governor Honorable Jose Edwin Boboy Hamor, and PNP Chief Police General Nicolas Torre III, along with representatives from the Sorsogon Police Provincial Office, the Provincial LGU, and the PNP National Headquarters. All guests paid tribute to the strong interagency coordination that led to the successful implementation of the program. The activity is part of the government's continuing whole-of-nation approach in its campaign against insurgency. It aims to support the reintegration of former rebels through peace-building programs, emphasizing the importance of unity between government agencies and the people to finally end violence and achieve lasting peace in the region. This is Jess from Solcom reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jess from Solcom.
DWDD National News.
Senator Panfilo Lacson has introduced a bill that seeks to regulate the social media usage among minors. The proposed legislation aims to impose strict age restrictions and penalties for violations to address growing concerns about the detrimental effect of excessive social media use. Lacson cited alarming studies that highlight the correlation between social media use and rising mental health issues, including anxiety, depression, and social isolation among the youth. He also added that based on a UNICEF study, Filipino children and adolescents are becoming more vulnerable to cyberbullying, body image pressures, and online harassment due to their exposure to social media.
DWDD National News.
And more jobs are opening soon for overseas Filipinos workers in Lithuania. The Department of Migrant Workers said that Lithuanian authorities are finalizing procedures on the hiring of the more Filipino workers in the healthcare, maritime, transportation, construction, and food services. They are in need of 25,000 highly skilled workers. Migrant Workers Secretary Hans Kakdak said that they are proud to serve, protect, and uplift the modern-day heroes.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more from Maljoy of First Year G about Makatarungan troopers initiate bloodletting activity in Tarlac Province.
Yes, ROF, the 3rd Mechanized Infantry Battalion initiates a bloodletting activity held at Battalion Multipurpose Hall, Sitio Pugo, Barangay Burgos, San Jose, Tarlac. The bloodletting activity was successfully conducted through the collaboration with Tarlac Provincial Hospital, yield a total of 24,750 cubic centimeter of blood from 55 donors of the unit, which aims to aid and assist those in need of blood and save lives, reflecting the unit's unwavering commitment to public service and community support. According to Lieutenant Colonel Hernani B. Martin, commander of 3rd Mechanized Infantry Battalion, the activity forms part of the unit's support in providing a stable and adequate supply of safe blood to the hospitals and helps patients in need. He also emphasized the collaboration of Tarlac Provincial Hospital as partners of the unit in advancing and promoting health awareness programs and to address the demand for a safe blood supply. This is Meldry Nash Oroco reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Maljoy of First CRG.
DWDD National News.
A bill that sanctions road rage has been filed at the House of Representatives. Rizal's 2nd District Representative Emigdio Tanhuangco III filed the measure that aimed to define road rage clearly in legal terms, distinguishing it from standard traffic violations and establish penalties proportional to the severity of the offense. This includes fines, imprisonment, and suspension or revocation of driving privileges. He also said that the measure included graduated penalties based on the severity and frequency of offenses and incorporates rehabilitative measures such as anger management and driver retraining.
DWDD Armed Forces
And
News.
that concludes today's broadcast, and thank you for tuning in, especially to our audience on AFP Radio, the WDD's Facebook page. Be sure to join and catch us again tomorrow for more stories and updates, same time and same station. Again, this is Ralph Suzunabay for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcast